Before we get into the latest on Alabama football coming out of fall camp, if you want some fall camp winners coming up on the channel, show it by sharing today's video, please and thank you. We're going to begin our latest fall camp update with the quarterback battle. Today's show, by the way, presented on Prize Picks. Alabama staff is not tipping their hand, but some of the CFB insiders have had a pretty similar refrain, and that is that Keelon Russell had the better first scrimmage and appears to be the front runner for the job, although I would be hesitant to assume that that is a locked and loaded situation. But here's what Pete Nakos had to say. The Crimson Tide had its first scrimmage last week, a key measuring test in the ongoing quarterback battle with Austin Mack and Keelon Russell. Speaking with multiple sources at the scrimmage, Russell had the better day with multiple touchdown passes. Mack has been consistent and is experienced in Ryan Grubb's system, but Russell's ability to extend plays and escape the pocket continues to jump out. Sources give Russell the edge in the quarterback competition ahead of Alabama's second scrimmage on Thursday. That second scrimmage is going to matter a lot. If one of them plays really bad or really good, maybe that helps make the decision a little bit easier for the Crimson Tide. But the vibe I kind of continue to get here for Alabama is it's tough to keep the playmaking off field. That's not a real quote, to be clear. That's just like the general vibe of Mack's solid, he's good. Man, Russell keeps making plays. It's tough to not put him out there on the field, because there is uncertainty about how good the offensive line is going to be, and the added mobility, the playmaking ability, can elevate an offense in a notable way. A little bit more on this to come as part of today's show. Who do you think wins the job? And we got, I think, less than a week before it's decided. AM for Austin Mack or KR for Keelon Russell. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. It will be the pinned comment on today's video. Now, in terms of a timeline, I think we're getting close. And Ryan Grubb had said, and this is in line with some of the previous reports, that expect a decision by next week. That's we're coming up with the season, he said. By next week, we'll have to make one there. You have that second scrimmage on Thursday. Maybe they don't make it on Friday. Maybe they'll make it on Saturday or Sunday. But I would bet by the start of the week, give or take a day, we're probably going to know who it is. I would also expect that you get details on the starting offensive line battle. And we haven't gone in depth on that in today's video, but I think Matt Waldrop might end up being the guy, which is, I think, a pleasant surprise for Alabama. I think Javon James still has the advantage over Nick Brooks, but that's not set in stone yet either. I think this is in line with something else that Grubb had said. You want to have them kind of on the same timeline. That way, hey, these are the ones. You get the ones going, get the chemistry going as well. We saw Russell at the spring. The last time everyone saw him, right? A little bit different when it's some of the boosters and the donors get access into it for the scrimmage, and that's where a lot of the sourcing comes from. But he had a good spring game. Made the interception, sure, but 9 drives, 240 yards, 4 TDs, the unofficial stats. Austin Mack was a little bit banged up, didn't play as much, and even the point of he's been experienced, he hasn't played that many more snaps than Keelon Russell. It's more, but it's not like he's been a starter for an entire season, and, Russell's a true freshman. There is not that big of a gap. It's how does the consistency come down? The coaching staff owes it to everybody else on the team to play the best quarterback, and I don't know if they know who that is quite yet. Obviously, they're getting pretty close at this time. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. You got season-long football lineups that are available. We did take this one before the Jordan Tyson hamstring injury, so I am a little bit worried, but it's only 4.5 touchdowns. George Pickens, more than receiving TDs. T. Higgins, more than 7.5 touchdowns as well. It's the wide receiver 2-touchdown power play. Also, keep an eye out for the Taco Tuesday options. Prize Picks going to have multiple discounted player projections called the Tacos, marked with the taco icon. You can get essentially, more favorable, projections on Taco Tuesday, only available for a limited time. Take advantage of the new user offer. That's a new offer. Play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. Use code HMA when you sign up. That is right, Prize Picks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time than now to join. Lock in and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. It's code HMA. Some good injury news here for the Crimson Tide. Lotzeir Brooks was back on the practice field on Monday and then was also apparently out there on Sunday, per Clint Lamb over at On3. On3 had previously reported it was a concussion, that the rumors of him being in a boot were not accurate. Potato at this point if he's back out there. I guess it doesn't really matter because it sounds like he's healthy, which is great for Alabama. Didn't sound like it was ever going to be a long-term thing, but I've got pretty high expectations for Brooks. I think he's primed for a big year. This team needs another wide receiver to step up. Jeremy Bernard's off to the NFL. Isaiah Horton transferring over to A&M. Brooks is in line to be receiver 2, which I would argue he was going to be, even if Isaiah Horton came back. I think the roles would have been a bit different in terms of who's on the outside, who gets more slot reps. But we'll talk about Ryan Coleman-Williams later on. Noah Rodder's banged up. I think you could see some 2 tight end packages throughout the season. Utilize Caleb Edwards' pass catching and Josh Ford's blocking. If you don't trust some of the offensive line stuff, putting Ford out to help pass protect actually is a pretty good idea. Could be a lot of 2 receiver stuff, and that could really unlock Lotzeir Brooks too. So of the top 2 receivers for the Crimson Tide, who ends up with more yards this year? LB for Brooks, RCW for Ryan Coleman-Williams. Go vote in the comments of today's show. Let's go to the E.J. Crowell update here. Ryan Grubb again saying, hey, he's going to be back from injury before the season opener. What is the injury? Still don't know. Ryan Grubb saying, quote, EJ's doing great. Sooner than later, he'll be back. It's definitely not season ending. Fully expecting to be ready for the first football game. That, of course, is the game against ECU. Here's my big takeaway. Got to stay healthy, man. He is. I think everyone knows how talented E.J. Crowell is. I know CBS Sports was hyping him up and did a video on it because he got hurt right afterwards, but he's a talented player. 5-star recruit, number 15 overall in the class, number 1 player in the state of Alabama. But the best ability is availability. It's very much a coaching cliche, but it's also not wrong. And this is unfortunate because Crowell had a chance. A.K. Deere is going to miss a month, half a month, whatever it is, of the season, 6 weeks from the injury. He's going to miss time. Leaves Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, and Trayshawn Brown, who, hey, he might be in your fall camp winners video. We'll see. He had a chance to kind of be the third back almost immediately, and he's missing time too. So it stinks to have injuries. It especially stinks when you miss a good chunk of the spring and a portion of the fall. We'll be live for the Bama ECU game to begin the season, so hit that sub button if you haven't already. YouTube.com/@RollTideTV for more free videos. Let's go to Hill's impact. Amid the running back injuries, Ryan Grubb continues to praise the likely running back one, maybe especially because A.K. Deere is going to miss time. That's Daniel Hill. On Daniel Hill, Ryan Grubb said, quote, if I was picking guys that have had a lot of growth on this football team, Daniel would be one of the biggest ones. Not only physically, how he's transformed his body, but also just his maturity. His understanding of preparation, schematics, his knowledge. You just hear him lighting guys up. Intelligent football player. I think the world of him. I think he's put a lot of work in to be one of our workhorses. I think the world of him. One of our workhorses. Boy, doesn't that stand out with Daniel Hill? Doesn't that really go okay, that's notable. That's a guy the coaching staff likes. That's a guy the coaching staff trusts. He is one of the lead returning backs. I think he's primed to be the main guy for this team. I'm hoping for better statistical results. The supporting cast, offensive line certainly matters. Is that going to be good enough? But, I never thought Daniel Hill looked too heavy last year. I still don't think he looks too heavy. But it does sound like he's took some of the, I don't know, I'll call it high school fat, whatever you want to call it, into more muscle. And that's awesome. Somebody on this team, somebody on this roster for Alabama has to become an impact runner behind this very new look offensive line that might very well be shaky to begin the season. Somebody has to be able to handle run duties, handle pass catching, handle some pass protection. If Daniel Hill is as good as Ryan Grubb has kind of hyped him up to with some of the praises he's leaped upon him, why not Daniel Hill? Especially with injuries to A.K. Deere, injuries to E.J. Crowell. You're kind of thin right now in the backfield. Daniel Hill's going to get a really good shot early this year to showcase why he can be the number 1 back for Bama. I'm not saying Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson-esque production, but can he become more than 3.8 yards per carry and make a ground game that nobody feared last year make it at least a unit that opposing defenses have to respect. That's what they need of Hill and this ground game and offensive line this season. Today's show also made possible by SeatGeek. If you're trying to go to a Bama game like that ECU Week 1 matchup, or heck, you want to hit the road to Kentucky or wait for FSU or one of the rivalry games, whatever it is, use SeatGeek and save 10% off your next set of tickets by using code CHAT10. Home game, road game, baseball game, SeatGeek has you covered. Not just for football games, either concerts, baseball, other stuff in between. Whatever it is, they got you covered. And keep an eye out for this. Each ticket, rate on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Green is good. Yellow's whatever. Red is bad. Hold off on the red. Buy the green instead. It's a better value for you. And don't forget about the code. Use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code CHAT10. So click to the link in the description to download the app. Have the code automatically added to your account so you guys can use it later. If you already have the app, great. You can still use code CHAT10. A big thank you to SeatGeek. Let's go to Ryan Coleman-Williams here. He has been the subject of pretty consistent praise from the staff. I'm a big believer in this time of the year. If you hear steady drumbeats of praise from coaching staff, steady drumbeats of insider reports of this guy looks good, steady drumbeats of, hey, there's a highlight of him, that's normally a sign of he's actually putting together several good games in a row. I think that's where we're at with several good practices in a row. That's where we're at with RCW. Ryan Grubb, oh my God. On Ryan Coleman-Williams. He caught after 8 or touchdown drive in practice, touchdown to finish, unbelievable catch, enough said. He's having an unbelievable camp. Lucky to coach the kid. He's just an absolute wonder. If I was talking about Daniel Hill, the next step is RCW. He's just been unbelievable. The growth as a person, a player, his preparation has been second to nobody on this football team. He comes in like here during the summer, there was no time off. Guys go home from it. He's right here catching balls on the jugs, all that stuff. Just couldn't be more proud of that guy. He is still a kid, in a way. Multiple fold here for Ryan Coleman-Williams. Number one, Alabama needs him to be the number one wide receiver. I think they also need him to be a leader on this team, a team captain of sorts. They need it. They can't have 2025 Ryan Coleman-Williams next year. Like, if he has 10 drops against 4 touchdowns, this team ain't going to make the college football playoff. Like, I'll tell you right now, unless Lottie Brooks balls out for 1,500 yards, it's not going to be enough for Ryan Coleman-Williams. That they need more from him. A good way to look at this, the top 9 snap getters from last year on offense are gone. Number 10 is Ryan Coleman-Williams. He has to step up. He has to be a legitimate number 1 wide receiver to help out his quarterback, make whether it's Keelon Russell or Austin Mack, make their lives easier. He has to emerge. He has to be a leader on a team that lost so much from last year's offense. There's a lot riding on Ryan Coleman-Williams this year, even beyond just don't drop as many passes. By all accounts from the coaching staff, it seems like he has responded to that challenge glowingly, and I got high expectations again for him this upcoming season.